Well. It's 6 p.m. It's on a Wednesday evening. Look what I got going on here. It's Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special, I love doing this part, guests, if you will. I am starting off with the future. Donovan, what's up, my man?
I'm tired today. Very tired.
We usually do a little chuckling at the beginning of these things pre-recording, and you seem a little bit worn out. We're going to get to that a little bit later. You better start smiling, you SOB. Oh, shit. That's what hey. If you want to bring it. I'm not scared. As long as a camera lady don't come down on you and rain thunder. Then we've got look at that beautiful smile. Ring announcer extraordinaire, Matt DaCorte. What's up, my man?
How you doing, Don Kincaid? How you doing, everybody? Always a pleasure to be here. Very excited to talk some wrestling.
Yeah, I was like, we haven't had Mr. DaCorte on in a couple episodes. Let's get him back in. And following that same message right there, we've got in one referee in his beautiful zebra stripes. We've got referee Will Dojan. They like to call him McLovin, but I'll stick with Will Dojan. What's up, my man?
How's it going, Don? What's up, guys?
I just, before we get too far, I've probably asked this before, but I'm not that bright. Ref Will Dojan, do you mind being called McLovin?
I don't mind at all.
Oh, well, fuck, then I'm going to call you McLovin. That's where we go now. And then we move on. We've got one part of the Woo crew, because it's vast and it's wide right now. We've got one part of the Woo crew, Troy Martins. How you doing, my friend? Oh, my God.
Doing great.
I thought he was pulling a swag on me. I was going to have to lay in on him. And then we've got, I call him the ringleader of the Woo crew. It's the Woo guy himself, Jim Kulik. What's up, baby?
What's up, brothers and sisters? All on Stir the Pot with the Round Table. Let me tell you something, Don Kincaid, right now. The future better be amped up. Look at this crew we've got on today, baby.
Woo! And part of our regular crew, we missed her on the last week's episode, but, time schedule doesn't always happen. I had to switch it to Sunday. But look who we have. I should be wearing her shirt. I'm a jackass, but I'm wearing the Mike McCarthy shirt. One Big Juicy. We love Big Juicy. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I'd rather be nowhere else than here.
Oh, that fills my heart with a lot of beautiful love, because the reason why, and I'm just going to put it out there, we didn't mind that Big Juicy wasn't with us last time, because look at that beautiful fire. That fire hair, she had to get
that was a bad idea.
So she had to get the Big Juicy. She had to keep that character alive, the gimmick going, if you will. It looks marvelous, Big Juicy. We love seeing that beaming red hair. That's a signature of Big Juicy.
Thank you.
Very curious. I want to start this off right now, since we have Big Juicy on, and her hair is nice and did with that beautiful red. Why red? How come not lime green? How come not like Donovan's spa suit, silver? Why red?
So I've never intended
Oh,
to
shit.
have...
Look at what I did. Look at what I did. I am so sorry. I didn't. I didn't
Don't
mean
you started, Kincaid.
I'm sorry. Big Juicy, please digress. I'm sorry.
No, I never really planned to have colored hair until one day when I was still living back at home. Papa Juice looked at me. He said, "You know what? Dye your hair red." I was like,
No.
I did, and I haven't turned back.
Man, hey, thank you to Papa Juice. I love that. Papa Juice and Mama Juice, that's hilarious. What the hell? Oh, my God, look at that.
Oh, geez.
Mr. Matt DaCorte, see what happens? All I have to do is say silver like Mr. Donovan's spa suit, and he puts the sumbitch on. Look at what we got going on.
He comes back in full gear. A lot of respect for that, my friend. A lot of respect.
the gimmick, if you will, is full front right in front of us. Holy cow. Donovan, since you did put the spa suit on, what's going on? Why did you buy it? Are you doing workouts? What's the whole thing behind the spa suit?
Well, because there's no gyms open at the moment, I started making my own home gym. And when I went to Walmart, I went in like the exercise department, and I noticed they finally had sauna suits. So I was looking for my size. I found it, and I wanted to be like a person from a wrestling movie. I forget what it's called.
You're doing some Vision Quest, baby. I love it.
And
Loudon Swain, baby. The coolest name in any movie ever made. Loudon Swain. Double D the future. Woo, 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 woo.
And
So, now that you've purchased it, you've actually used it a couple times in your workouts. Do you feel any difference in your workouts? Do you feel a little more buildup of what's going on there and trying to get rid of the pounds, if you will?
Yeah, I definitely feel the difference. I lost weight, and then I go and eat a lot, and then I gain it back. But it's okay. The only thing that like kind of sucks is that my pants ripped, and I can't use those. So, but yeah.
That actually happened on the round table, Ref Will Dojan. He was getting all amped up. We know how the future gets. He gets excited at times, and man, he started jumping and jiving with that spa suit, and his pants took a shitter. Ref Will Dojan, thank you for joining us. And I love that you put on the zebra stripes. I love when the referees come in with their zebra stripes on. Why particularly did you come on the Fan Roundtable with the zebra stripes on?
It was actually my wife's idea. But
thank you,
I wanted to switch it up. And honestly, I miss wearing it, so figured I'd throw it on for a little while.
Hey, we all miss it. You probably miss it a little bit more than us, I want to say, because you get that in-ring action, if you will. But thanks to wife Dojan, that's amazing. Thank you for that. We love the zebra stripes. I don't know what it is, but I just find it cool when the referees come on and they wear those stripes. Now, Mr. Troy Martins, have you been watching any wrestling? Have you been following the WWE storylines and all of that? Or what are you watching right now? What are you keeping up with?
WWE, AEW, the hardcore match between Ryan Frost and Dirtbag Dan.
Ooh, hey, whoa, hey now. You touched on a little subject that's a little close to my heart. Ryan Frost, the Dirtbag Dan for the hardcore title. Ryan Frost, with the little parentheses, had a C. Keyword had. He had that little C as champion, le champion, as Battlefront hardcore, big juicy, as the hardcore Battlefront champion. You witnessed that video, did you not, sir? You watched the footage. What did you think of it? Talk to us a little bit of us to what you thought about that video and the match itself.
The match was good, but I have to admit I was a little disappointed. I'm kind of old school hardcore when it comes to, I go back to the ECW days. So when I think of a hardcore match, I think of a little bit more extreme. So I was disappointed a little bit in that end, but
okay,
both competitors gave it their all. They kicked each other's ass, chair shots, Singapore canes. And they gave each other a beating. So it was a good match. It was much needed in my life. I needed that entertainment, and they provided it.
Well, I thank you for pointing that out, because that was the whole point of doing that. Getting this match together, because it was supposed to happen at the DK Wasteland. Weather didn't allow that, so they moved it to a different location, and they invited me to go up there and film it, and son of a bitch was I tickled to go there. I couldn't get there fast enough.
Do you have any scoop on that undisclosed location?
Hey, whoa. Let's not try to get Don Kincaid in trouble here, because I only weigh like 35 pounds. I'm built like a fucking candle. These guys are much bigger than me. I don't want no stress on my bodily vessel, if you will. So I cannot disclose that.
I mean, you were probably stressed enough with Ref Bill there, right, Don?
Oh, my God! Why would you say that? First off, he's such a jackass. And second off, I swear that Ref Gino was going to come, and then ended up being Ref Bill. I lost my shit. I cried a little bit.
You guys got to be careful letting Ref Bill out of the house. He's above that age with this COVID stuff going on.
Hey.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
wow.
You better not push.
McLovin throwing the low shots, man.
Hey, I pushed the AARP thing on Mr. One Ref Bill, so I think there should. I love you for that. That's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna have to make sure that I send that message. Send that message to Ref Bill. Ref Bill Dojan was just curious on your condition from the match at Battlefront because since you're of a certain age, he's just giving you a welfare check. I cannot wait to send that message. That's amazing. But whew,
I just like him. I want to make sure he's okay.
Wow.
Bullshit. So what I would like to do, you guys wanna scoop, and this is gonna be really cool because nobody knows this. This is a scoop that's being told right now from said match at Battlefront Pro Wrestling this past Saturday. We had a hardcore match that Mr. Troy Martins just spoke of. Dirtbag Dan versus Ryan Frost. Dirtbag Dan comes out the victor, if you will. He is the new Battlefront hardcore champion. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun. There was one thing that Mr. Troy Martins didn't mention. There was a usage of a cheese grater that was wrapped around Dirtbag Dan's forehead, and then, woo, Ryan Frost gave him a fucking DDT. I kind of feared for Dirtbag Dan's head, if you will. But I do kind of feel you. But if you, a point I wanted to make on that, Mr. Martins, it was Ryan Frost. He doesn't want to do hardcore. He thinks hardcore is stupid. So I think what he did was go to the higher brass, if you will, and say, listen, hardcore is fucking stupid. I'm not doing all of that craziness that Dirtbag Dan wants to do, the barbed wire and all of that kookiness. So I think, I'm just assuming that that's part of why it didn't get too crazy, if you will.
Yeah, every match I've seen with Dirtbag Dan, he's been bleeding profusely. So I kind of expected that, but it didn't happen. I was like, wow, that's a surprise.
Right.
But it was really entertaining. I watched every second of the video. Nice.
I found it as well. I was a little worked up trying to get these angles and running around the ring. But son of a bitch, it was so much fun. Let me get back to the scoop. There wasn't only one match. Woo! There was 2 matches. Yeah, there was 2 matches. All right, don't tell nobody. That's a secret. Because what we're trying to do is we wanted to spread the content a little bit, like Mr. Troy Martins was saying. We're missing the content. But pre-hardcore match, there was another match that happened before that. A little warm-up, if you will, to the hardcore match. I can't disclose information. I can't disclose names. But what I can disclose is this. I'm assuming by Friday evening, Battlefront Pro Wrestling is going to put a little bit of teaser out there, if you will. And if they don't, by, say, 6 p.m., I'm going to send them a reminder because that's what I want to keep that content going. They're going to send out a teaser, and we want to do it 1 week from when we released the footage. So it's either going to be Saturday or a Sunday of this upcoming weekend. Match number 2, the opener, if you will, to the hardcore match is going to be coming this weekend on my channel, on the YouTube channel. So look it up, the Kincaid Files on YouTube, and you'll find said match that Mr. Troy Martins was mentioning. But also, that second match is coming this weekend. So I can't wait to show you guys how much fun we had. So I've been rambling on and on. I kind of want to go around the table a little bit. Miss Big Juicy, did you happen to catch the footage of the match?
I did.
You did?
I watched it. I did.
What did you think of it and the outcome with Dirtbag Dan being the victor?
I mean, I was just along for the ride. I mean, every time something happened, I was like, wincing because hardcore scares me. But you know, I was a little surprised. I honestly thought Frost was going to hold on to it.
I did as well. And I want to go right to Mr. Woo Crew because keeping him quiet is not a good thing. We want him alive. We want him amped up. Woo Crew, Jim Kulik, talk to us about it because I know you were looking forward to this footage. And if you didn't watch it, shame on you. But talk to us about the match.
Shame on me. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to see it yet. But you know what? Anticipation is part of the game, baby. So now I know. When this is done, I will go check that footage out. I did not get a chance, man. I'm telling you, man. These dogs have been all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a chance to do anything. It's always in and out with the dogs. Here, go there, walk the dogs, clean them up, do everything. It's like it never stops. Are you awake, Donovan? Wake up. Woo Crew, baby. What are you sucking down, baby? You got some Wendy's there, man? You've been involved with that for the last wait a minute. Turn, wait, no. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no. I don't know what it was. Honestly, Mr. Kincaid, I did not get a chance to see the footage. I will see the footage soon enough. But like I said, maybe this is unbelievable. A midweek roundtable with everybody, with Big Juicy, with Matt, with McLovin, with Woo Crew brother Troy, with the future. Woo, and Don Kincaid, baby, Don Kincaid. I love it.
I can't breathe. I'm shedding tears. Right. My adrenaline is running. You did not watch the footage, my friend.
But I will. I will watch the footage. But you got to understand something, man.
You bet your ass you will.
I am going to watch it, but you know what it's like? I'm telling you, man. You know what I want to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'm going to watch it on my TV. I'm going to go on with Woo, Brother Troy, and we'll do a recap of it. You want to do that, Troy? What do you think?
I'll watch it again.
All right, cool.
When are you going to do that? When are you going to do that?
I don't know. I'll have to. We'll have to create it and see what happens, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll have to create it. But like I said, man, I've already been said that Brother Future down there is like, all you gotta do, Woo guy, is just hit the record button. That's all you gotta do, dude.
Hey, the Future, that was a pretty damn good impression, no?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit, look at what you did. Look at what you did.
Damn, man, he's really awake now. You better, I'm telling you, man, if the camera lady comes walking downstairs, bro, you're going to be in some deep trouble.
Yeah. So I'm okay.
Don't mess with the camera lady, I'm telling you.
I mean, she has the power of canceling our merch order, so.
Oh, she does. Hey, she does.
She's got the power to provide, bruh. You better put that shirt back on quick.
Ref Will Dojin, I know that you kind of work within the PvP, the Blitzkrieg, the WMW worlds and stuff. But I'm kind of curious. Did you? Oh shit! Jim Kulik left.
He dropped the pipe bomb and got out.
Did you get?
Going to watch the match now.
Did you happen to maybe catch the match, or do you watch independent matches when they come out like that?
I do. I didn't see this one.
Okay.
Lately I've been on a Joshi kick, so I've been watching a lot of Bonami Toyota. I watched her and Akira Hokuto the other day, and yeah, I've just been watching a lot of Japanese wrestling in general, but
nice
Joshi wrestling in particular.
Is that your go-to when you turn on some wrestling? You go to that Japan wrestling first before you kind of go to the WWEs and such?
I wouldn't say that. I'm really all over the place.
Okay. Well, we all have our own flavor, you know?
Yeah.
Some are just... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I watched that Bonami Toyota match, and then I watched match from it was I think Judgment Day 2000, the Iron Man match with The Rock and Triple H.
Wow.
So like I just go from one thing to another. I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Mr. Kulik, welcome back, my friend.
Sorry, brother. Had dog duty, man.
Yeah. He said dog duty.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, I'm coming. Say again, dude. Sorry, man.
All I said was dog duty. That's all I said twice, actually.
You know how it is. These guys get kind of riotous. You know how it is, man.
Mr. Matt DaCorte, love seeing that smile on the fan roundtable. It's very amazing to have you come back. Ring announcer extraordinaire. I had a special guest that was supposed to come on. He kind of had a little something going on. So you can't win them all. And I did get a message. Let's double check if it's nope. It's not. But anywho, our special guest, our surprise guest, he had another obligation to take care of. So we're running without a special surprise guest. But Mr. Matt DaCorte, I'm kind of curious. As a ring announcer, you're part of the world as such as ref McLovin. We'll just call it like that. Being part of the wrestling world, what is your go-to? Because I'm very curious about this. When I talk to the men and women on Stirring the Pot, what is your go-to? Are you turned on WWE, AEW, or do you have a specific flavor? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny we're doing the roundtable tonight on a Wednesday because Wednesday nights are my nights for wrestling usually. I'm a big NXT guy. When the network first came out, I saw TakeOver, I think it was Arrival or whatever it was the first one that they did when the thing first launched. And it blew my mind watching that. I was like, whoa. And so I've been a fan ever since. I saw TakeOver 25 at Bridgeport, the title match between Cole and Gargano. And that was awesome being in the crowd for that one. And AEW's been doing really good too. As a fan, I like a faster-paced in-ring match, and I feel like both of those brands deliver on that. And so those are my two of choice because before this wonderful pandemic started, I was doing events, if not at least one per weekend, most weekends out of the month anyway. So I couldn't really have a lot of time to dedicate to watch to it. So I had to just pick, my favorite ones, and those are the two I go to. They got a lot of great talent on them, some pretty good storylines going on, and I definitely enjoy watching them both. Not on the same night because I'll fall asleep, but that's my DVR. So.
Okay, so what are you watching and what are you recording on Wednesday night?
It's kind of funny because I usually watch AEW first and then watch NXT on Thursdays, but I switched it last week, or was it the week before? No, I think it was last week. And of course, that was the night that the tag team formerly known as the Revival debuted, and so everyone was blowing up my phone about that. I'm like, the one night I decided to switch it up is when the big thing happens on the other show. But yeah, so I think I'm actually not sure. I'm still not decided because there's I think the first TNT Championship defense is tonight. I think I saw that Hangman and Kenny, which I think has been a tremendous storyline in tag team on the AEW side. I think they're wrestling Havoc and Sabian, who actually I kind of like that pairing. A bit of diverse styles there that complement each other very well as a team. But, NXT's got a lot going on, too. It's the go-home show before TakeOver in your house. And I think that'll be pretty cool. And so, I just want to see how they finish the build to that and, get excited for that, too. So it's a coin flip. I might just bust out a quarter and heads or tails at this point. So we'll see.
Mr. Matt DaCorte just made many great points about what's going on in the differences of wrestling without specifically talking as such. He mentioned that NXT and AEW have that high, faster-paced wrestling, and it's kind of weird. And I want to go to Big Juicy for this because she's a superstar, a local superstar in our the promotions that we go to, and I want to kind of go to you and talk about how NXT is actually different than Raw and SmackDown, and it's under the same damn umbrella as we've spoken on this show. It's all WWE, but Triple H, when he made this thing, he kind of made it different, and it stands out from the Raw and SmackDown. Do you like that it's a little bit of a separation and that we call, it's NXT, it's Raw, it's SmackDown. And, the bigger stage is the Raw and SmackDown, and the smaller stage, if you will, would be the NXT.
Yeah, I kind of like, some people don't like the divide. I like the divide. I think NXT's, we really get to see those individuals develop their in-ring skills and like their character and really get like that really strong following, and then next thing you know they move up to the main roster, and then it's like, hey, look, someone you've been following already, and now they're on a bigger platform.
I'm going to use Warbeard Hansen for that specific example right there. Watching him going to the NEW shows as champion, watching the championship change hands, him coming back for a match against Cody Rhodes. I just shared this. It was a year ago, or a couple years ago. I'm sorry. It was a couple years ago when Cody left WWE, went on the independent scene, became Northeast Wrestling Champion, and he went against Warbeard Hansen. Then we see him get picked up, hits the NXT stage with his partner. Then they go on to Raw. It's that exact thing you're talking. Look, I'm getting chills just talking about that kind of shit. Because now we see such a familiar face coming out of under the tutelage of Brian Fury. What a great teacher he is over there. Great training facility, the whole 9 yards. New England Academy Pro Wrestling Pro. I always get it mixed up.
New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
Thank you, Ref Will. Oh my God, I always get that mixed up. Now, Donovan, do you find that the separation is cool, like we're talking about with NXT? It's almost like an independent feel, but with a little bit, with more of a production value, if you will.
I think it's cool having two shows going on at once, especially the ratings war. That's cool. As for watching it, I don't ever like watch it live. I normally just watch the highlights from it because it's just, I don't know. I tried doing it before and I just couldn't. It like wouldn't work with me because it was hard to switch back and forth. So I don't. It's definitely a hard decision to make. It's cool with the ratings war, but I prefer like one show per night, in my opinion.
Do you find yourself tuning in at 8 o'clock because they've made it both at the same exact time, just like they did back in the day? What do you find yourself turning on at 8 o'clock?
It's whatever my remote works for. Sometimes my remote don't work, so.
Oh, that's not the answer I was expecting at all.
I hate WWE TV, especially now. I know NXT is like, in my opinion, I like NXT more than Raw and SmackDown, but it's more of AEW because like there's way more guys that I like, so it's mostly AEW.
Okay. Now, Mr. Woo Crew himself, Jim Kulik, and then I'm going to go right to Mr. Troy Martins because you're kind of part of this whole little fan thing that's going on. You guys call yourself the Woo Crew. You come in with a lot of energy, and it's to give from the fans to the wrestlers and make that little dance happen that we do and get that energy alive and keep people, get them all amped up and really have fun at wrestling.
Let me just, we pick on referees too, so.
That you do, my friend.
McLovin.
And ring announcer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was safe. Damn it.
Nobody's safe.
Again.
Yeah, you do, man. You definitely do. You are correct on that. Now that we're talking about this kind of NXT, thing going on, there's the AEW. It's a little more similar than, a Raw or a SmackDown and AEW, if you will. And I know there's other companies that are out there that are on a bigger platform, the ROH, the Impacts, New Japan Wrestling. I could probably go on and on. But specifically, we're talking, do you watch AEW or do you watch NXT or do you even watch either of the Mr. Kulik?
No, honestly, Mr. Kincaid, I watch them both. I'll flip them back and forth on some Wednesday nights. Sometimes I don't see them at all. I mean, you're not really missing much with no crowd. I mean, I know the talent's unbelievable. But I'm telling you one thing though, they've got all the NXT guys and gals that are there. It's nice and it's a little bit of noise, but let me tell you something. If Vince McMahon or Triple H was smart and Cody was smart, they'd reach out to the crew. because the four of us could get that place cranked up without anybody else even being there. Yeah. Guys,
right.
am I lying, everybody?
No. No, you're not.
No, I was just goofing around with that, but I really wasn't goofing around. I think we could get the place fired up no matter where we are.
You probably could.
It's funny though, you guys. I don't mean to get off topic, but you should see like when I'm like by myself, like my sister and I went to a show out in Rhode Island, and some of the talent that we see in PvP or used to be in PvP, like Tomahawk was there with Perry Von Vicious, and then this Mike Gamble was there, and they're like, "Woo guy, what are you doing in Rhode Island without your crew?" So we got them all cranked up. It was a lot of fun though. But honestly, I do watch AEW. I respect the talent. To be honest with you though, NXT, I don't know. I'm kind of pro NXT. I like NXT because I go back on the network and I'll watch a bunch of NXT just to hear the reaction of the crowd. I mean, the biggest mistake that WWE made was with Nakamura's when they turned him heel. That was the stupidest thing they ever did because the fans were singing along to his song. And
He was
my
amazing.
Woo brother Troy can comment on that. Troy went to an AEW. I'm not AEW. I'm sorry, an NXT show. I've never been live. He said tell him Troy, fill him in, give him the Woo perspective, baby.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I went to the NXT, the second Takeover Brooklyn live pay-per-view when Nakamura beat Samoa Joe for the NXT title for the first time. And
That was a sick match.
we were, after the match was over, fans were leaving the arena. We were still singing his song all the way out into the streets. That's how popular he was. And then Vince McMahon changed his music because he didn't want fans to sing his song anymore. Come on, that's ridiculous.
It is. Now, Don Kincaid, I got to bring this question up to the table. I want to run it by you and see what you think. The other day, I saw something on Facebook. Cody Rhodes has an open challenge for the TNT AEW. It's a TNT title, and I jumped on there, and I'm telling you, I think the best
Bacon.
That's it, baby, right there, bacon for life. Big Bacon should be that opponent. That open challenge should be answered by Big Bacon. What do you guys think? Who do you want to see Cody fight for the TNT title? I'm telling you, Bacon's my pick, and I know that brother Troy is picking Bacon with me also.
Let's go right to Brother Troy then. Mr. Martins, who would you pick to go against Cody?
Big Bacon. Definitely.
Ref McLovin. I love saying that. I don't know why. Ref McLovin, who you got?
JT Dunn.
Oh,
That's a good pick,
very
too, though.
interesting choice.
They wrestled in Limitless. They wrestled at Pro Wrestling Magic, and I think they were both great matches. I think that it needs to be on a bigger scale.
I just want to touch upon that real quick. That was when JT Dunn put Brandy's name either on his ass or on his front, right?
Yeah, that guy's a real dick.
Yeah.
He should still get a shot at the title.
The future. We're talking about the open challenge out of AEW against Cody Rhodes for that shiny new TNT championship. Who you got?
I would choose Logan Black.
Very great choice. That's an amazing choice. Big Juicy, what you got for us?
I'm thinking some retro AG Anthony Green.
Wow. That's another amazing choices by everybody. Holy cow, that's fantastic. I don't know if you guys are going to be disappointed with my choice.
Who you picking, Kincaid?
This guy's only had a few matches under his belt. He's a big guy. He's a nasty guy. He don't like a nobody. Not anyone. I don't even know if he likes his family, for crying out
Are you
loud.
kidding me?
Going with this.
Chris Canyon, come on.
First off, his name is not Chris Canyon. Okay, let's put that out there.
What's
Chris
his name?
Cannon. Chris Cannon, like
Cannon.
a gun, a cannon.
Oh, I thought it was Canyon, like the Grand Canyon.
Oh my God, he's so gonna boot you in your face for that. But my point being is, he hasn't been seen by many eyes, and you guys have all named some fantastic names, and I could go that route also. I've got many names in my brain right now, but I would like to see a guy that hasn't had many eyes on him, who can do really cool fucking big guy shit in that ring, and have one hell of a match that nobody would ever think of against Cody Rhodes, a total unknown, if you will, being Chris Cannon. So I am putting that out there. And I just because of those reasons, an unknown, not many eyes, a few matches, but God damn is he good in the ring. I think he would shine in a match against Cody Rhodes on a gigantic stage like that just by coming out of the gate as a new wrestler. I really do. I think he can handle that pressure.
Wow, that's a great choice, though, man. Round the man.
I can't believe he called him Canyon. He is going to so boot you in your face for that. Holy shit.
Kincaid, I can't believe that you picked him.
Hey, I was running, dude, I had like a million names going through my one little brain cell. But Chris Cannon was like that little Jenga piece that kind of kept being pulled out. No, not him. Go back in there. Pick somebody else. It kept coming. No, not him. Go back in there. It just kept getting pulled out. I'm sorry. I think it would be a cool thing to see an unknown come in and really shine and then get that, who the fuck is that guy? Imagine that reaction, though. I'm telling you, that would absolutely happen if Chris Canyon, what a jack. If Chris Canyon got in the ring with one Cody Rhodes. I'm telling you.
Oh, God.
Who better than Canyon?
Yeah. I know we've been talking NXT, like a little comparison of NXT, AEW, SmackDown, and Raw, but I kind of want to touch upon a subject is when NXT started their takeovers and you saw that very first one, did that not blow your fucking top of what you've actually seen for pay-per-views from WWE on a regular basis? Then this takeover thing comes out. It's like 5 matches, maybe 6. And son of a bitch, it got me so excited for the big pay-per-view that WWE was going to be presenting us that very next day because NXT does them on Saturday evenings instead of the Sunday evenings. You don't want to do 2 shows. Now, my point being is, even when there's a WrestleMania night, watching these NXT takeovers, I'm like, son of a bitch, TakeOver kicked WrestleMania's ass this year. Am I the only one? You don't have to give a detailed answer, but I'm very curious on the fans' responses because I feel that I hope I'm not alone because I think I'm seeing something that NXT's been pushing on these pay-per-views. Let's go around real quick. The future, do you find that the same way? NXT get a little bit better than the WWE pay-per-views.
I would 100% agree on that. NXT, like I said earlier, it's better than Raw and SmackDown in my opinion. And I think Triple H does way better, like booking everyone and like choosing how their role is. And once they go to the main roster, they just get all messed up.
Right.
So NXT pay-per-view is way better.
Big Juicy, do you find the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever been disappointed by a single NXT like pay-per-view event that I've watched, so I would definitely agree with that.
Ref Will Dojin, love you some wrestling. Do you find that in the same way as we are right now?
I do. I think that it's just a more of a all-out style, faster pace, not as maybe deliberate is the word. Like, yeah, I enjoy that type of wrestling more. I always have.
I always seem to pop like an MFer when I'm, and not that I don't do on the WWE pay-per-views, but on them NXT pay-per-views, they give you a lot of wow moments to really take away from those shows, and I think that's a big part of it. Troy Martins, do you find that the same way? NXT, they give us a little bit more than the bigger pay-per-views that WWE does?
Yeah, definitely. The timing is perfect. It's not too long. Just the right amount of matches, like maybe 5 or 6 matches, but they give each match a good amount of time to tell their story, and that's the important thing. Like, they're telling a story, and they tell it right. So yeah, 2.5 hours of a NXT pay-per-view beats 5 hours of WrestleMania any day of the week.
I think I'm in the same boat with you right there, my friend. Matt DaCorte, not only do I think they have a little bit of a pay-per-view, but remember when they gave us War Games? Holy shit, that thing was off the charts, that War Games. Are you feeling the same vibe there, that the NXT is a little bit better on the pay-per-view end?
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with that. And I remember I actually got to see TakeOver Brooklyn 1 at Barclays. And I remember halfway through the Bayley-Sasha Banks women's title match, I looked over at my friend and I said, "Are we watching the greatest women's wrestling match of all time right now?" And he just said, he just looked back and he said, "We might be." And ever since then, it's just got that special feeling. I don't know what it is. It's a combination of good storytelling, not overexposed, not overproduced stuff, and just that culminates in great matches. And I remember when they did the first few live events outside of Florida, I went to the third show they did up in Albany, New York, and that was a TakeOver quality card that they put on, in my opinion. And it was just a live event, and I wish it was recorded because I would love to show people some of the stuff that happened on that.
Man, those moments, I talk about moments in wrestling. That's one of those for one Mr. Matt DaCorte with the NXT experience. Mr. Kulik, do you find we've all seemed to be in agreement here? NXT a little bit better pay-per-view than the WWE's bigger pay-per-views, if you will?
Oh, hands down. NXT pay-per-views are unbelievable. The energy that it brings is crazy. I mean, like you said, you're getting chills up and down your spine just talking about the NXT takeovers. I'm getting the chills, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's missed on WWE. The thing that really bothers me, though, I was going to bring this point up and ask Don Kincaid if he could bring this question to the table. The talent is unbelievable throughout the rosters. You're looking at Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. The problem is, though, is when the NXT guys come up or the gals come up, I say at least half of them get buried and you never see them again. They have no storylines. Finally, Apollo is getting some looks, which is a good thing. He's an awesome wrestler. A little short on the charisma, but an awesome wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
That was exactly where I was going, Mr. Kulik. We've seen him in the shadows. He's such a fantastic, unbelievable wrestler. What that guy can do, the physique. He's beautiful in the face. It's not like he's a Don Kincaid in the face. He's beautiful. He's got a great physique. He's an athletic, an amazing athlete. Why they ever pushed him to the side is beyond me. And like you said, he may lack a little bit of charisma, might need a mouthpiece. Let's bring that manager back. Like we were talking before, the manager part is missing. Don't give him a Leo Rush. Give him something that would really elevate him. Just, you know what I'm saying?
What about a Malcolm Bivens?
Dude, that's it. That's what I'm talking about, though. Try to be able to rise these gentlemen that can't really speak on the mic well and project to the fans, and get somebody that can. Don Kincaid, son of Ring Kincaid House. I'm ready. Let's do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just takes a little bit of pizzazz to hype your guy up. And I'm telling you, man, if they would have done that with Apollo Crews a long time ago, that boy would have shined. And I'm so glad that you mentioned him with that title on right now. But totally agree with you, sir. Especially now I'm going to bring up a name. He used to be part of Beer Money, one James Storm. You see what they did with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode went totally WWE. He got out of Impact, and he totally rolled with everything that they wanted him to do from NXT and beyond. That's what he wanted to do. James Storm, not so much. And if you noticed, he walked away. And I'm going to use one more name, and then I'd like your thoughts on these two guys specifically and what they did. A second name I want to bring up is Sami Callihan, who turned Solomon Crow on NXT way back when NXT was kind of coming around at the beginnings. Now you see what he did for himself, and his character brought it back to Sami Callihan. My God, he's been one of the most talked to guys on the scene in a long time. I think we lost Donovan, but I kind of want to go around and see what you guys' thoughts are on something like that, because some men and women really want to get to that WWE stage. Then they get there, and there he is, and then they realize that this isn't exactly what they pictured. I've asked you this specific question, Miss Big Juicy, but keeping on the same wavelength of James Storm and Sami Callihan, are you looking to get up onto that big platform of the WWE in your career, or are you a little comfortable on that independent scene? And then give us a little thoughts on coming in and then leaving. What do you see as a performer, as a wrestler?
So to talk about your first part of your question, I mean, if that were to happen, I mean, that'd be fantastic. I mean, I'm just taking it day by day, opportunity by opportunity. I'm always going to strive for, like, what's best for me in the moment. And then in terms of, like, you know, seeing those people, you know, getting that taste up there and then bringing it back down, I was watching on Vice, they have the series The Wrestlers. And it kind of, there was an episode where Sami Callihan was mentioned, and it talked about how he had made his strides, gotten to that level, and then kind of pulled back down. And you know what? I mean, I say kudos to that. You're staying true to who you are. You're, you know, sticking to, like, this is who I am as a wrestler. This is who I am in the ring, like, and doing what's best for you. So, I mean, kudos to that.
The future, Donovan, give us some thoughts on that whole going in there, making the dream happen, and then they realize this isn't what I wanted, and now they've walked back to the independent scene, if you will.
Wait, what was the question again?
I'm messaging
Wake
the
up,
camera
Donovan.
lady.
Wake up.
Wake up.
I'm messaging the camera
I
lady,
walked
and
away for a second, and, like, I had to talk to my dad for and I
No
missed, like,
excuses.
I'm messaging the camera lady. We're gonna make something happen in your life that you're not expecting. We're talking about guys like James Storm leaving Impact, coming into WWE. Guys like Sami Callihan becoming Solomon Crow, and then again leaving WWE and becoming Sami Callihan again. We want to see these guys get to WWE. We think that's where it's all at, but they don't seem to think so at times. What are your thoughts on seeing that happen?
I think whatever suits them and what they want to do. I mean, Sami Callihan, when he was in NXT, he didn't do much, like, except, like, the arena just, like, blacked out, and then he showed up in the ring, and then that was it. Like, I don't remember I think he had, like, one match. And same thing with James Storm. He had, like, a couple matches and he was done. I don't think that they had the best crowd reaction, and I think that's why once they achieved the dream of making it to a main company, they kind of realized, like, where they are right now is way better.
Now, Matt DaCorte, I'm going to add in two more names to that list of Sami Callihan and James Storm. I want, like, Drew McIntyre. He was part of that 3MB thing, got off of there. They let him go, obviously.
Hey.
He goes on the indie scene, totally makes himself a jacked giant, makes an enormous name for himself, and comes back. And now look at him. He's a fucking big champ. And not only that, I lost who else I had, but that doesn't matter. But talk to us about that situation of, Eric Young. Look, Impact Wrestling, I think, is going to have Eric Young back to their company yet again. Talk to us about what you're seeing in the company like that.
Yeah, well, it all goes back to, what works best for you. Because I think we talked about it. Raw and SmackDown, there's a lot of great talent, but a lot of them aren't being utilized the right way, at least in my opinion, you know? And someone like James Storm, someone like, especially Sami Callihan, one of the great things about this pandemic, if there are any great things, is that I was able to catch up on some Impact Wrestling, which I hadn't seen in a while. And Sami's killing it there. If he was able to do even half the stuff he's doing in Impact on NXT, he would have been a big star in NXT, in my opinion. That said, who knows whether it was writing, you know, they didn't have anything for him, didn't know how to use him properly. He found his way, and now he's doing something really cool over in Impact again. And it could go opposite ways too, because you mentioned Drew Galloway. He was kind of stuck in a rut, doing the 3-man band thing, and he goes off. And that was when they were doing the Broken Matt Hardy thing. That was the last time I had paid attention to Impact, and he was a big part of it at that time. And I saw what he was doing there, and I saw what he was fully capable of, and I said, you know, if he ever goes back, he's probably going to be a much bigger deal than he was before. And lo and behold, look who's got the championship now. So everything works out, you know. And it's some places are better fits for some people than others, and that's about it.
And when they brought him in originally, he was supposed to be the chosen one. Right. Now look at him. What is it, like 8 years later? And son of a bitch, he's the chosen one, if you will, you know?
Better late than never, right?
Yeah. We're talking full circle and guys kind of coming in and out and not really feeling the WWE vibe. Ref Will Dojin, you work with some fine talent in ring. How do you see this whole thing? Why do you think that they get in and they just don't dig it? What do you think that they're feeling over there?
I think that there's only so many spots for people to be used on TV. You know, the shows are only so long. So sometimes that opportunity is not with WWE. Sometimes it's in Japan or on the indies or whatever. And like everyone else is saying, you have to do what's best for you. And if you're not getting the opportunity you feel you're capable of, then it's your choice to go somewhere else.
I assume, again, as a fan, I assume a lot of it is they don't have that control over their character. Yeah, James Storm came out pretty much exactly like James Storm left Impact Wrestling. But I think they just wanted him to wrestle guys that maybe he wasn't comfortable with. Or a guy, you know, like, Solomon Crow, his hair is to the side. It's on this Wandu looking thing, and it was like really whack, and he had the black jacket, and he was kind of a totally different character. But then he comes back to the indie scene, and he's Sami Callihan, and I'm going to Mr. Troy Martins with this. Seeing a guy like Sami Callihan go from a guy with half a head of hair and then leave, go to the indie scene, make a hell of a name for himself. Not only that, but like we were talking about Impact Wrestling, him and Tessa Blanchard, wow, what the hell have they been doing over there? Talk to us about this whole thing we're talking.
Thank you. I was just going to mention Tessa Blanchard. WWE dropped the ball huge on that one.
Mm-hmm.
She's, in my opinion, probably the second best female wrestler in the world right now, not including Japan.
Who do you put on top?
She's also a racist, but
yeah,
there's that too.
I'm just talking about in-ring ability.
Who do you put on top, number one woman?
Charlotte.
Ooh.
Charlotte Flair.
I got you. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, because sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side, and I think a lot of wrestlers that come over to the WWE, they're thinking big. They have this image in their head, what they want to do and where they're going to go. And the WWE writers have something different. And then it doesn't work out. Let's talk about Bobby Roode for a second. Bobby Roode's, I didn't like the character. I thought that was wrong for him. He plays a better heel, and he was a heel, but his whole career, if you remember, a lot of people always compared him in his in-ring style to Triple H. Mm-hmm. So then you come over to WWE, and it's just people are still making that comparison, and it just doesn't work out. James Storm had that one or two matches, like the Future said, and he wasn't under contract. He did that. They asked him to come in, do a couple matches. He did. It wasn't for him, so he decided not to sign a contract. So he's doing the NWA thing, and he's doing really good. He's still a big name out there. And Sammy Callahan is he's probably the top heel in all of professional wrestling next to MJF. Him and MJF. So me and my Woo Crew buddy have some history with.
That guy's just straight up. And I'm not going to say it because I'm trying to be professional here. So we'll tell you the story. We'll tell you the story in a minute.
That'd be awesome. Now, Mr. Kulik, I'm going to kind of flip the switch on you since you're the last one on this conversation we're having about some of these guys coming into NXT and such and not feeling what's going on, and they kind of taken themselves out of the picture and gone back to the independent scene. I want to flip the switch, and I want to use Ricochet as an example. Ricochet comes in. He uses his same exact gimmick. And not only that, they let him really do a lot of his cool shit that he took away from Lucha Underground, Dragon Gate, when he started and such. So give us a little something on a guy who's kind of gone through the motions, stuck with it, and became on that bigger stage. He's doing all of the pay-per-views and fighting all of the big names and such.
I think with Ricochet, like with any guy that comes in, I mean, the guy's got an unbelievable skill set. That's not the problem. Unfortunately, I think you mentioned it before, Don Kincaid, when they get to WWE, their creative control is very stifled. There's a lot of guys and gals, like I said, John Moxley, if you listen to the Chris Jericho podcast.
I did.
How stifled he was.
Good
Matt
stuff.
Hardy, another guy that went over. I mean, it's all written down for them. I mean, that would be like, say that ring announcer Matt, okay, you go in there and you do the same thing that the Woo guy does. Before I do a wedding, I get my DJ voice on, and for the first time in blood. But what I'm saying is, that is you. You're not stifled. WWE stifles their performers. Not so much. It's all now. And I mean, I'm not talking like Attitude Era. Back then, those guys were going on their own merit. But now, the problem with WWE right now, with a guy like Ricochet, is everything is so compartmental. It's so squeezed together that they can't do anything on their own. It has to be of the writing. And I think the one time that a guy went off script was when CM Punk dropped the pipe bomb. But even that was scripted. But still, that was him. That was the way he was. I think Don Kincaid, to make a long story short, I think a lot of guys and gals are trying to reach for that brass ring. They're a big fish in a small pond in the independents. When then they're the small fish when they go up against the sharks in WWE. They have to be picked over by Vince. Vince pushed Roman Reigns down our throat for 2 years. And the only reason he's a great star, don't get me wrong, but the only reason he went over, sadly, is when everybody found out he was sick. Then everybody felt bad for him, and they didn't want to boo him anymore because of that. And that's a sad occurrence. And I give the guy all the respect in the world for sticking to his guns. He knew his immune system was going to be tough during this time, and he held out for his family, and that's what it's all about. But what it is guys and gals come up. They're the big fish in a small pond. When that big fish goes to that even bigger place, they can't handle it, and they're creatively stifled. That's what even when Cody said. Cody went back to NEW. When Cody was the champ there, he had his own creative control. He could control what he was going to say at his promos and how he's going to act in his matches. They're too stifled in WWE. That's the problem. That's why all these guys are going to AEW, because if you listen to what John Moxley said that he had to do a promo, okay? Did it in about 30 seconds. He had to do the promo for something else in that. Remember that? I forget what it was. When Roman was first sick, Vince wanted him to say something. Do you guys remember that?
I
And
remember.
all of that, and all of that was from the creative writers who are horrible right now. WWE's in the worst flux I've ever seen it in. It's terrible. I watched it for 5 minutes and I shut it off because it's so bad. That freaking storyline we talked about the other night on SmackDown. Now, we had different opinions on that. You should ask Troy that one because he wasn't on the table that night. You should ask him about that one, Don Kincaid. But that's what I think.
No, go ahead, shoot the question to Troy, and then I want to go to Donovan right after that.
Okay, Troy, the question I had was, I don't know if you had watched SmackDown. I don't think it was last Friday. All these days kind of run into each other. But at the very beginning of the SmackDown episode, they were out in the parking lot, and supposedly Jeff Hardy was in.
God.
Okay, so I was disgusted by the whole thing. I'm like, if you guys need to have ratings that bad, that was horrible.
That was such poor taste to put Jeff Hardy's problems in front of the whole world to see like that. That was, they probably choreographed it, and Jeff Hardy probably went along with it just for the sake of going along. But Matt Hardy was disgusted by it. I saw his tweet about it. He was pissed. That was wrong to do that. Jeff Hardy has a history of problems. They're well documented. Goes back to when he was in TNA, and it's something that he's going to have to battle for the rest of his life. It's a disease, and he's going to have to battle for the rest of his life. And for WWE to choose for him to get arrested and thrown in a cab and for allegedly driving under the influence, that was terrible.
Now WCW did the same thing with Scott Hall, if you guys remember, the same thing.
That was
horrible.
the comparison I was gonna make.
They did.
Yeah.
I think WWF did it with Hawk too.
They did do it with Hawk. Yes, they did.
Yep.
Wow. Now I kind of want to, because we're at the tail end of this. We've been going on for a good solid hour now. It feels like it's only been about 15 minutes. I think Donovan's fallen asleep like 3 different times. But I want to go to Donovan, and I kind of want to wash all of this WWE stuff away. I'm kind of curious with Mr. Donovan. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but he does interviews just as I do with the Skype. We have a lot of fun with the talented men and women in our industry. I'm curious, Donovan, who have you had on the show?
Let's see. My last interview was Ryan Frost.
Oh, hey, stop, whoa, Pa Jose. He called you a pasty bastard, and I loved it. That was awesome.
Glad that you enjoyed that.
But on the flip side of that was at the tail end of it. On the very beginning, this is his opening. Welcome, my guest, Ryan Frost. He's a dick, if I'm not mistaken, in so many words. That was amazing, too. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was the last one that was on. Before that, I think
Davian.
Yeah, Davian was the one before him, and then I think Bobby Ocean
Nice. Now
you're coming up with the big names there, brother. That's 3 top flights right there. I mean, the best in the world's to my right and Big Juicy, but you guys know what I'm saying.
No, I just like. Oh, go ahead.
And right now I have no one left. Like, I have people that I would like to interview, but it's just hard to get in contact with them. So I'm available. I'm also single for ladies out there too.
Future, hold on a sec, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt, Mr. Kincaid. You got a ring announcer right there. Have you interviewed our Mr. Ring Announcer? Mr. Matt? That's the guy right there. You got to give him the ring announcer's perspective, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You guys link up, man. Do your thing, D. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I think we're friends on Facebook, man. And unfortunately, I'm free most weekends now, so feel free to hit me up on Messenger.
I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you.
Oh,
see, that's
my God.
No selling me right here.
No.
That's what he said. That's what he said to me too. I heard him. He's got a big head.
I'll have my people call your people. Holy cow, Donovan.
Kincaid, excuse me for a second.
Oh, God, what did we do now? Holy cow! I know Big Juicy's
what's the
very
other-
concerned. I don't know. You never know what Donovan's got for a surprise when he comes back into the camp. Oh shit! Oh no! What are you doing?
You making
Oh,
jokes,
my-
Kincaid?
Oh no! Hey, no,
Huh?
not at all, man. No.
Watch yourself.
No.
Wait a minute. Is that the Future's alter ego?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Hey.
I can't see it.
Wait a minute. That's Damien, not Donovan. That's Damien right there. With the sunglasses. Oh, wait a minute.
It's
Damien.
just the sunglasses.
Oh, no.
That's all he needs, Ref Will. That's all he
Okay.
needs. is a
Oh,
pair of
it's back.
sunglasses.
Thank God. It's back to the future, man. Scared me there for a second.
Kincaid, I have a question for you before we end this.
Oh wow!
So you were the one that was filming the match on Saturday, the Battlefront Hardcore, and at live shows you do your Kincaid files. How did you keep so quiet during that match without saying a word of commentary? How?
That's a valid question.
I am losing my shit right now because that was asked of me right after I hit the stop button on the first match we recorded. They were like, "Kid, how did you not fucking go blah 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 blah?" And I am like, "Dude, I am sweating just wanting to say a bunch of shit at you guys. You have no fucking clue." And they're like, "No, we do. That's why we're asking you." So it takes a lot of willpower, my friend. I mean, it's like when you're seeing a beautiful lady in front of yourself because you're single. It's like seeing a beautiful lady and you can't touch her. She's there, but you can't touch her. It's the same exact thing. Taping that
Not
wrestler
unless she gives you permission.
Yeah. yeah. We don't want a restraint order. We don't want none of that. So yeah, it was very a lot of willpower to keep. Oh my
Who
shit!
doesn't
Look,
watch it?
Oh, my God.
Big Juicy. So to answer your question, a lot of willpower, my friend. That's all I can really say. For both matches, it was absolutely mind-bending. I was sweating like an MFer, just holding back my comments and stuff. So yeah, very valid question. I do have to agree with Juicy there. What a hell of a time we had. I can't wait to put out that second match. You guys are going to have fun with it, I am sure.
Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Hey, there's somebody new coming to Battlefront.
Oh, wow. It's something else going on.
He's on that match. So check that out. Be
Oh,
sure you keep your
I'll
eyes
check
open.
it out.
It's a new guy coming into Battlefront.
Probably Chris Cannon.
He's already been to Battlefront. I wish he would go away from Battlefront, to be honest with you. So it's definitely not canon. You guys won't even guess. I don't even think any of you guys know who he is. He's out of a different area than us, and he had some fun, and it was a blast, and I can't wait to put out that footage. And sorry for the spoiler, Mr. Kulik, because you said you didn't see that match. I did
That's
kind
all
of
right.
I did let the cat out of the
Kincaid,
bag.
Don Kincaid, I got to throw some shout-outs real quick at you, just for a quick minute.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you guys, my dearest friend in the world, Mr. Joe Dowd, is a huge historian of the world of professional wrestling. Don Kincaid, he said you are one of the funniest dudes he has ever heard. He loves the round table, bro. Loves the round table. And I just had to throw that shout-out to him. Sometime when this Corona crap is done, or whatever the hell they call it, do it, Kincaid. Give me one, brother. Your Corona thing, you do.
The King COVID. I love the King COVID.
There it is.
We have to open invitation to your friend, my friend.
Yeah, honestly, I told you when all that crap, when all this stuff is finally done and over with, I want to get him over here and we'll do it on the laptop or something. I'm telling you, this guy is unbelievable. He's like the professor of professional wrestling besides our other prof. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to meet him. Absolutely. Go ahead, sir.
Absolutely. So quick shout out to Joe. Quick shout out to Dean. Quick shout out to Drinkwater. We miss Drinkwater and the Beast and Brother Bob and the Prof. I knew they couldn't make it tonight. The Roundtable family's represented, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
The Prof, the Prof, the Beast, Brother Bob, Dishwater, whatever.
And the nicest guy in the world, Brother Eric.
love myself some Eric Hunting. What a great guy.
Unbelievable
Donovan,
guy.
did you have something to say over there?
Yeah, I raised my hand like a good person.
You did. You did.
Keep your shirt on.
Thought you were
Keep
sleeping.
your shirt on.
You asked me earlier.
Well, you know he's gonna take it off now.
Go ahead, Donovan.
You mentioned my workout thing. If anyone would like to work out this Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I will have 2 guests on Donovan's workout thing. It will be Big Juicy and Cody Lee at the same time. So if anyone's interested, stop by and work out with us.
Wow. We all just
what a
popped.
promotion.
Yeah, we all just popped when you said that with the great guests you got coming on. I will be walking in the woods with my family, my daughter, her husband, and her stepdaughter, Celine, and my dad, Papa Kincaid. We're all going to take a hike over to Torrey's Den in our area Sunday afternoon. I got it all together today, actually, and we're going to have some fun and take a hike. So I will miss it, but in all honesty, I would tune in, but I wouldn't work out with you. I've never lifted a weight. I've never done a jumping jack, except in PE back when I was like fucking 12 years old. But besides that, I don't know. I'm not an exercise guy. Maybe I should start because I do have some aches and pains, and maybe, Donovan, you're the answer to my prayers, as Ariella Nix would say. You
The
guys,
35-pound
Jesus
candle,
Christmas.
baby.
Hey, if that's what is that the final product, Donovan? Is that what I'm supposed to look like?
I mean,
You're killing
like
Donovan.
look at the six pack. 1.
Oh my
2,
God.
Oh, no.
Six pack right there.
Hey, Donovan.
Yeah.
Your 6-pack is in witness protection.
It is.
It seems more like a party ball, if you will, than like a 6-pack.
Well,
No. It's an 8-pack. I meant it's an 8-pack. That's what I meant, sir. It's an 8-pack.
Now, gentlemen and lady, let me tell you something. I'm telling you, Future, you better not let the camera lady see this episode, bro. She told you to behave, mister. Woo!
I got all my schoolwork done, so
Hey, that's what counts right there. That's what counts. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. This is kind of what we need to get away, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on. It's something I feel personally that I think we need to get together, hang out as friends, and still kind of keep the talk of wrestling going on, because we've just escaped the real world for a little bit over an hour. We could definitely go on and on and on, but I kind of like to do them around an hour-ish, because then people don't want to watch the whole thing. If it gets to like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like Dan the Man, me talking to a plastic doll for 2.5 hours, who's going to watch that bull crap? I mean, for real.
Can I do a thing real quick? Just it won't take long.
No, please.
I'd like to go around, go to everybody and see like what's one match that you would recommend that everyone else watches during this time, that something that you've enjoyed, especially lately.
Okay.
Great question there, Will.
Can I start that?
Yeah, absolutely. Take it away.
All right. I'm gonna go independent and quite recent. Sammy Diaz, Mike Skyros, Brian Pillman Jr. for that K1 Classic trophy, and Mike Skyros took the championship away from Sammy Diaz. And I know there's many, 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 many fine matches, not only on their indie scene, but on the bigger stages. And I'm sure that's where you were probably going, is on the bigger stage. But for me personally, in my memory, that match for me was really cool. We had a great time watching that one. Great triple threat. Told a great story.
Watched? Is that up online?
It's on my YouTube. And if you go on my YouTube, it's actually sectioned off on Lone Survivor 2. It's on a playlist. You can check it out on there.
All right.
Oh, and Mr. Matt DaCorte is back. He was at the show. He was doing his thing.
Yes, I was. Yeah, that was a great pick, Don. That's for sure. So
let's go right to Matt DaCorte.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, there's so many. It
Oh,
really
maybe-
is one of those cliches that it's too hard to pick just one. But just give me 1 second here.
Maybe we should go to Drinkwater.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, skip me for a second. Come back to me.
I said Drinkwater. You didn't catch on Drinkwater. He's not even here, damn it. Donovan, I know you got a lot of matches in your brain. Give Ref Will Dojin a match there.
Well, it hasn't happened yet, but like Battlefront had a show during this time, so why can't they make a match between Will versus actually Will Dojin versus William Thompson? Referee.
Oh my, yes!
Wow.
We were just talking about that like a day or two
Zebra
ago.
fight.
Yes! My man Donovan putting it right out there. I love that answer.
Well,
Tough.
if the COVID doesn't get him first, I'm coming for him.
Because he's old. Because he's old. That's fantastic.
Gotta watch out for that Ken COVID.
The King COVID. I love you said that. Troy Martin.
I got one.
Go ahead, Mr. Matt DaCorte. Give it to us.
I'm actually it's gonna be a bit of a homer pick, but recently we did by we I mean Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling. We did a undisclosed location empty arena match of our own. One Bull Dread, the Intercontinental Champion, taking on Big Jim Anderson. It was just posted about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I mean I don't know if any of you guys or girls have liked the cinematic style matches that WWE and AEW put on, like the Stadium Stampede or like the Boneyard match from WrestleMania. But but it was similar to that. You know, there was some almost people almost getting hit by cars and faces almost getting shoved into grills and whatnot. So if you're looking for a little something different, you know, in that kind of cinematic style, definitely check it out. It's up on Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling's YouTube page.
Fine pick, my friend. Mr. Troy Martins, what do you got on your mind?
Are we talking recent or
Whatever you want, bro.
Any match.
We'll go way back to 1992. 1992 SummerSlam, Bret Hart versus British Bulldog for the Intercontinental title. I think that was one of the best matches of all time and very underrated.
Great match.
Recently, I don't know if anybody can actually go see it on YouTube or anything. I don't think it was recorded, but I used to love watching TKO go against AJ Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Their chemistry together, they would put on like 25 to 30 minute classics, and their chemistry together, they just knew how to push each other, knew what each other's limits were, and it was just perfect wrestling. So those are like some matches that come to my mind.
The TKO, I really miss him in our local scene a lot.
Yeah,
miss him so much.
Me too.
And Ref Will, he's worked with him so many matches. It's amazing how well he did at PvP and around our area. It was such an amazing time with him. Mr. Kulik, throw Ref Will a match. What should we check out?
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you to go back to 1997 in your house. It was DX in your house. I want you to go check out the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock match. What I want you to do is on the way when Stone Cold drives his truck down after D'Lo is stunned, if you want to see a young Woo guy
we saw
who's going crazy on the railing, baby, that's the match you want to watch. It's not a long match, but it's action-packed. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, it's amazing. The other thing you got to do is check out the Kincaid files, baby, and the Woo crew. That will make you laugh. That guy's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And check out the Undertaker's new series that they have on there. They're documenting the Undertaker. That is awesome. They've shown the first 3. I don't know why the hell the other one isn't until June 14th. That sucks. But
Is that when it is?
Yeah.
June 14th?
Yeah.
June 14th.
Oh
I'm like, what are you waiting for, man? But honestly, you want to laugh, check out Kincaid files when he comes and he approaches the Woo crew. It is hilarious.
Again, some fine picks, especially the Kincaid files. Love that pick. Big Juicy What do you got for a match?
I don't necessarily have a specific match, but like just some people that I've kind of watched over the past couple weeks that I've been really enjoying, like way older. So some like Johnny Saint matches, and some like Adrian Street.
Wow.
Yeah, I just really, really dig in the whole like, with Johnny Saint, the more like comedic, stuff from over there. And then Adrian Street, like just fantastic. Like ability wise and performance gimmick in the ring. So I mean,
what a fine pick there, Miss Big Juicy.
Guys, quick question. I know Kincaid
I got one
get
too.
The files and move on real quick. The question I have is right now WWE is doing something with free streaming off the app itself, the WWE.com. What is the difference if you're paying? I don't get it. What's the difference? Anybody know?
There's no pay-per-views on the free one, and their vault is a limited vault.
Okay.
It's not everything that they offer.
Okay, just checking because I know I saw something like that the other day, and I was just like,
yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you, Mr. Kincaid. Appreciate you.
No problem. But you also skipped over Will Dogen. He posed a question, but he didn't get to tell us a match. Will Dogen,
go ahead, buddy.
What's on your mind for a match that we should check out?
All right, I got one actually off of what Big Juicy was saying about the World of Sport match. It's Marty Jones against Terry Rudge. It's on YouTube, about 30 minutes. Rounds, everything. It was good.
Wow. Rounds included. Please, real quick, what do you mean, rounds?
They do timed rounds, and it's like a best out of 3 or to a knockout.
Cool. That's very cool.
Wow, that's interesting. Like
very
Impact
different.
Like Impact tried to kind of do, but man, did that not go over? Oh God, that was horrible.
It's really hard to get it over. It's really hard to get it over, and it's always been hard to get it over in this country because we're just not conditioned to it. People are not patient enough to.
Yeah.
There was actually a TNA match I was also going to mention. I can't think of the third guy, but it was AJ Styles. It was Samoa Joe. Troy, help me with the third guy, bro.
Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels from Unbreakable 2005.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Unreal match. Thank you.
Well, we're going to have to all check out these matches, and that'll give us some content to get us over with whatever else we're trying to do on the side with this whole Kincaid. Oh, God, I love saying that.
Donovan, wake up.
What?
You sleeping, Donovan? Wake up.
He's dreaming about John Cena.
No. I'm laughing so hard.
We're almost at...
What?
We're almost an hour and a half deep, and we just keep going and going. This is freaking amazing.
We're the Energizer Braddies, baby. Woo!
You guys have been absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time aside and wanting to be part of doing the silliness. But we have a lot of fun, man. That's what this is all about. We talk wrestling, and we just have... Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh,
what?
Shit.
Again?
Oh, I don't know. Every time you move, you scare the shit out of me. I know.
I want the perfect outro for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Beautiful. So
put it over a trash bag.
I don't know how perfect it is. He's all kind of... This was Stir the Pot. With Don Kincaid. Oh, my God. What is he going to do? This is Stir the Pot with Don Kincaid. And my very special, look at Big Juicy, my very special guest. Oh my God! That was awesome! Wow!
Way to end the show, baby. What a way to end the show.
Look at Big Juicy's face. I have to snapshot that. Oh my God. With my very special guests. Big Juicy. The juice is loose. Go look her up on the Facebook and stuff. Ref Will Dojan, they call him McLovin. He loves that shit. He's a zebra right now. Ref Will Dojan. Look at my man. Freaking, I know, I'm leaving him for last. We're leaving him for last. Thank you so much. I call him the ringleader of the Woo crew. Jim Kulik, thank you for spending the time with us, my friend.
Absolutely, buddy. It's always a pleasure. Kincaid
Thank
Files, stirring the pot for life. Don't forget about Big Juicy Show on Saturday, 3:30. The Juice Bar is going loose.
I think she's frozen, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. We've got one, Troy Martins. Thank you for coming in and spending the time with us, my friend. I appreciate that.
Great time as ever. Love it every time. Woo crew for life. Woo crew
for life, baby. Yeah.
We're going to end this fan roundtable with two beautiful smiling faces. Not that Big Juicy isn't beautiful with a smiling face, but we've got ring announcer extraordinaire, Matt DaCorte. Thank you for spending the time with us, my friend.
Let's hear it for the ring announcer. Woo!
Was that the middle finger?
Can't wait to do it again, guys.
Matt DaCorte.
Let's hear it for the ring announcer, baby.
Middle finger.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kincaid Files Stirring the Pot Fan Roundtable, March 6th, I think, edition. Oh, wow, March? What the hell am I? That was the last time I actually ring announced, so that's probably what I'm thinking of here. But,
You're just rusty.
Awesome.
You haven't had practice.
Yeah, so yeah, on that debacle, Don, I think we should, put the kibosh in it so we can hit the trail.
I can't because I haven't announced a big one. Donovan, the future. Thank you for spending the time with us. And oh, Jesus!
No,
a twofer.
That was a great one. A debacle by one ring announcer extraordinaire. And I don't know what that was from the future, Donovan. You guys have been absolutely fabulous. Look at that. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.
That was a nesty plunge, baby. Woo!